The whole human race is being misled by alien life forms who have come here from another place, who are smarter than we are, technologically superior, just way down the road, smarter than you'll ever be. And they know how to run civilizations, and they know how to start religions and governments. They call the shots because they have powers we don't have. Human sacrifice, there's a very powerful, real, legitimate, not of this world magic. And those people who are running Hollywood are connected to things you don't know anything about. And they have the power now to manipulate the world with motion pictures and television.
Who's orchestrating that in Hollywood?
All of that is being orchestrated out of Hollywood, but it's not because these people are so clever and resourceful and talented. No, they are connected to a power that is not of this world.
But can we put a name to that higher power?
Well, I call it the spirit world.
Is that the archons?
Yeah, the archons. Yeah.
And the Muslims call them the jinn.
Yeah, that's exactly right, the jinns. And the Christians call them demons and devils. The Jews call them a different name.
So they are spirit beings?
Yes, they're spirit beings. And they're
not physical?
Not physical. They're spirit beings. They can work through reptilians.
And some reptilians and other alien species are physical and some are non-physical.
That's exactly right. But you need to understand that there is all over the earth a domination of the human family, of humans, by extraterrestrial or other world entities that you can't see.
How many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? We are watching a movie. This is another example to show you this Charlie Kirk shooting is all being staged. This all comes back to the Q posts, what we've been talking about for a very long time, and the world is going to awaken to Q. So let's go back and show you another proof. On the day of the shooting, Erica Kirk put out a post about 3 hours before it all took place, and it was Psalms 46:1. If you type in 461 on the Q post, it says, "What makes a movie good? Great actors." There's one. 2 days before the shooting, the El Salvadorian president put out a post on his X with just 3 words: "Buckle up, buttercups." On the exact day of the shooting, there's a Q post which says, "Buckle up, buttercups, it's about to get bumpy." A few hours before the shooting, Donald Trump put out a post, and it said, "What's with Russia violating Poland's airspace with drones? Here we go." You type in "here we go" and it says, "Buckle up, here we go, Q." Well, here's another one. Q told us follow the wives. So let's have a look at Erica Kirk. Her last post was 5 days ago on her Instagram account. And it was a video, and it says, "I wanted to make sure you were the first." And it says 10 days, September the 16th. So we type in September the 16th on Q, it says, "Buckle up, memes at the ready." It says, "Do you believe in coincidences? The fight is real, the time is now. This is the turning point." So if we go, "Do you believe in coincidences?" it says, "Do you believe in coincidences? How many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible?" Expand your thinking. How many coincidences before it is mathematically impossible? The world is watching, the world is changing. Where we go one, we go all. What are the odds of that? Mathematically impossible. Coincidence? The truth is right in front of you. And Q keeps telling us, how many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? Wait until you learn who has been talking to you here. It says, "Set the stage" from Trump. Do you believe? Buckle up. And this is where it takes us to. Panic in DC. And it says, "People actually believe those responsible for the attempted coup, the coup attempt of a duly elected sitting US president, will go unpunished. End of our constitutional republic. No equal justice under law. No accountability. Escape unscathed. Buckle up." And that's what's about to come. Panic in DC. All the signs are there. It was a staged shooting. It brings us back to the Q post, and it's showing us, be prepared, because it's all about to come out in one go. So again, how many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? Buckle up.
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. Today, I wanted to, well, tonight rather, wanted to talk about Revelation chapter 6. For those who have ears to hear, for those who have eyes to see, and you know, just being called to immerse myself in this particular chapter, focus on this chapter, understand what this chapter is talking about, but also share for those that might need it. I understand most people won't understand nothing of what I'm talking about, but for those that do understand what I'm talking about, they will be benefited through the conversation. So it's better to do these types of talks late, because it'll be a reason for why you're up, or a reason for why you wanted to click on this video. Now, the purpose of titling it, what a what a boo boo show, right? What a shit show we've been experiencing, is because people do not know how to take it. People do not know how to process the world that we are living in, because people have not really taken the time to understand the simplicity of God within themselves and within other people. We live in a world that is extremely divisive. Most people are extremely isolated and pinpoint accuracy focused on themselves. The fact that you have a credit score, a bank account, all of these personal items is not like based upon how smart an individual was. These systems are basically set up for you to isolate yourself. So, with all of that being said, how does one understand God? Well, one can start with scripture, and understanding scripture is like multi layered. Whereas, so if we're reading this book and we read something as simple as, and I saw when the lamb, you would have to understand that each word meant something in a particular cipher to understand a code. Because if you are to read this at face value, it literally means nothing. I wouldn't expect anybody to open up Revelation chapter 6 and read, and I saw when the Lamb opened the seals, and they know exactly what is being talked about, as if they had a lamb that opened one of the seals. So, in order to read chapter 6 or any part of Revelation, you have to open the codes. And it's not a complicated code. Most of the sayings are in other parts of the Bible. So one of the four beasts, you could go to Ezekiel, and he'll talk about the four beasts as well. So, in reference to the four beasts, they're not talking about something that is like so far off, and people don't like, it's just these weird concepts that you can't figure out. Now, I wouldn't say simple stuff, but you read it long enough, you'll start to understand it, sure enough. So what we then would reference to fully understand what they're talking about in this first paragraph. And I saw when the lamb. So first off, we got to figure out who is the lamb. What is the lamb? Because if we don't understand what the lamb is it Mary had a little lamb? Is it like some lamb chops that we go and get with some zip sauce, things of that nature? Like, what are we talking about? So let's look up Revelation chapter 5. We're covering Revelation chapter 6, but in order to understand the Bible, you have to backtrack, and everything is related to the previous. And if you are a writer, that's what makes you a good writer. If every sentence is connected to the last sentence, then that's what makes a person want to keep reading. So in the previous chapter, John is saying that he saw a lamb looking as if it had been slain, standing at the center of the throne, encircled by four living creatures and the elders. The lamb had 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent out into all of the earth. So that's some very trippy, freaky type of stuff. And if the Bible just wanted to just give you like this super tripped out experience, I'm sure it wouldn't have lasted throughout history and to this present day where we are understanding it. Obviously, there's a deeper meaning to these words. So, a lamb is none other than Jesus Christ. So, if I'm going to look at this, I'm going to look at it two ways. The lamb or Jesus Christ, where you have John or Judah and Jesus. So Judas is the one that basically betrays Jesus. And in Gnostic mythologies, Judas is looked at as like a good person because if Judas didn't set up Jesus to die, then we wouldn't have this entire mythos. I'm simplifying it a lot. If you want to get really deep into it, you can read the Gospel of Judah. So when they are referencing this lamb, they are also referencing Jesus Christ. And I'm not ever looking at it being no white man in Bethlehem or no man at all. You either can understand Jesus Christ to be your soul or your Christ consciousness, or if you read John Allegro, we are talking about the psilocybin mushroom. So all of these particular states of consciousness are easier to understand when you practice psilocybin usage. So in Christian societies, every month, they have what is called a communion where they eat bread and drink wine. That is evolved from a psychedelic sex ritual that the original Christians, when they did communion in ancient times, they were tripping balls, getting drunk as hell, and having all type of sex. And this is how they understood God in reference to the mundane world where they had to pick wheat out the crack of their ass, you know, couldn't look left or right because they was, had them damn neck handcuffs. They all walking in the line, building pyramids and shit. Ain't nothing going on. But on the first Sunday, cause they out in nature and the mushroom can grow anywhere. It could grow in their hut, it could grow in the field. Ain't nothing gonna stop them from getting, whether it's ergot, any form of psychedelics. It's a freedom from the mundane. And if you are, if you have a good job and shit is just like, what up, Dion? Shit is just like, you know, everything perfect for you. You don't give a fuck about God, no way. However, when you are in a particular point where you need some understanding about life because the shit don't make all the clear sense in the world to you, there are different ways to get into different dimensions within yourself. So, in understanding the concept of the lamb, you're also understanding that this is happening within you. When he sees a lamb looking as if it had been slain, which represents resurrection, because even though you're looking like you've been through a lot or you've been dead, it's not true. So, standing at the center of the throne is representing your innermost or your soul, encircled by the four living creatures. So the four living creatures is the four living bodies, right? The four living creatures in Ezekiel is also the four living creatures in Revelation, is because the four living creatures are also the four living bodies. So you have your vital body, your physical body, your emotional body, and your mental body. Sometimes I gotta type and think. I've been a nerd for a long time, so my way of thinking is typing. So the four bodies refer to the interconnected aspects of the human being. So the first part of you to understand, and it's all going to make sense in this world that we living in, because like Escape used to say, who can I run to? Right? One has to then come to that understanding one way or another. Who can you run to? One has to then understand their soul. So, encircled by the four living creatures, the four living bodies, the lamb had seven horns, seven eyes, which are the seven spirits of God. So let's just backtrack. The lamb, the soul, had seven horns and seven eyes. So if you're reading this literally, you're looking at a lamb with seven horns and seven eyes. And I'm sure it's a couple niggas with a tattoo that said, ugh, that'll be a raw ass tattoo. But that's the only literal understanding of this that you're ever gonna get. You're never gonna, hey, if y'all ever out in the wild and y'all see such a thing, make sure you take a picture and sell it to the highest bidder. But until that day, this is symbolic for something specific. The soul has seven chakras that are represented as seals. And a seal just means something that is locked or sealed. that when you unseal it, it awakens powers that are within you. So the soul, because looking as if it had been slain, is the same way as you not even understanding the power of your soul in this moment, whatever you're going through, whatever you experience, however you going to look at life, right? For the negative, you looking at life negative for whatever reason because you haven't unsealed the seals. So the lamb had 7 horns and 7 eyes is saying that the soul is connected to the 7 chakras. The reason that I say that is because when we go into the next comma part of the sentence, the 7 horns and the 7 eyes are a metaphor, which are the 7 spirits of God sent out into all the earth. All the earth is another symbolism for the human body. How do we know we're talking about the human body? Because what is all the earth? Have y'all ever seen the 7 spirits of God specifically sent out into all the earth? Not specifically, not the 7 wonders of the world either. We're talking like the they're not gonna write this book for it to just be some abstract thing that people can just interpret as they will. When they write this book, they know exactly what they're talking about. So the average person can read this and be like, the lamb had 7 horns and 7 eyes. All right, what's happening tonight at the club? But if you have eyes, you can see, and you have ears, you can hear, you're going to want to know what the lamb specifically is, what those 7 horns specifically are, what those 7 eyes specifically represent. So let's go back to chapter 6. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals. So the soul opens up one of the chakras. So once again, I saw and I heard. We are utilizing metaphysical principles of introspection because he didn't actually see and he didn't actually hear. When he says he sees, when he says he hears, in this particular context, in the context of revelation, we are talking about inner sight and inner sentience or inner audience. So when the soul opens up the first chakra, and the way for which, so we in chapter 6. Chapter 6 is self-purification. Chapter 4 is meditation. Chapter 5 is guidance. So if you ever wanted to get to a point where you are connecting to your soul, you're not going to be able to buy it. You're not going to be able to work it. You're not going to be able to good pussy it. You're not going to be able to dick it down. You're going to have to meditate. All right. So when you see and when you hear through meditation or introspection, as it were, the noise of thunder. It's not literal thunder, but what this verse is saying, when you are serious about your soul, you are going to prioritize it. Let's read this again. And I introspected when the soul opened up my root chakra. I then listened to what my root chakra was saying as if it were thunder. So once again, you ever just been sitting in your front room and thunder come out of nowhere because you didn't see the lightning? Whatever is going on in that particular house is being shut down for as long as that thunder is taking place. So if we're ever going to get anywhere in this spiritual journey, one has to prioritize what their soul is showing you, what your soul is saying to you, as if it were thunder. Are y'all able to follow along with what I'm saying? Because there are people in seminary school that will not be able to give you this amount of gnosis, ladies and gentlemen. So, one of the four beasts saying, come and see, meaning go deeper within yourself and begin to visualize, begin to understand. And what we are going to be able to understand and see is an outer world and an inner world. And this outer world, for a lack of uh, being able to understand what's going on, let's just simplify it into say we are being hijacked by extraterrestrial, psychic, spiritual forces that are dead set in creating a world where people suffer. Now, because we live in a world such as this, the fact that people are suffering and starving and, you know, in so much disarray, you don't have to give a care about it, because the ways for which of the world has been set up to where we are no longer tribal or community based, we don't recognize the mode of our suffering is not always based upon what we're actually experiencing. If you ever had good moments in your life or bad moments in your life or tragedy and ups and downs and emotional spaces, a lot of it is not even pertaining to external circumstances. A lot of it is symbiotic in reference to that person who is your soul mirror. I'll give you a movie to watch to understand exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to have to get into the second part of it because the first part is not connected to the second part, but the second part is what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about Hancock, Will Smith, and the white lady. When they was together, everything that they felt like if Hancock got hit with a barrel, the white girl felt it. Okay? So this is what makes love so powerful, is because you're not in a state of depression or loss or confusion or pain, because the thing that you are psychically connected to is right there in your face, and you can take care of it. You can love it, you can rub it down, you can make sure it orgasm, you could just be there with it. But in this society, it is, especially with people that have a soul, it's kind of like prioritizing that, people, for one, be out of shape, you know what I'm saying, making bad decisions, making it to whereas, you know, they're not even able to even be in a relationship that's of a high quality. And once again, that's a result of this extraterrestrial force. Now, when you are understanding and overstanding that there is an extraterrestrial force, the Bible then gives you the solution, which is like, this is what Revelation is talking about. It's like, yo, the world is fucked up, but this is how you going to get out of this shit. This is how you going to make it through. Right? So, Revelation chapter 6 is like a voodoo ritual. And you can either get with it or not even understand it. So, chapter 2 goes into more of the ins and outs of what's happening and what's going down. So, and I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and the crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. So, when you are able to understand specifically what this verse is talking about, then you begin to understand that the first part of this is this white nationalism and colonialism. Because once again, what color was the first horse? And I saw and behold a white horse, and he got a bow and he got a crown. So when you see these kings and King James and King Charles and the King of England, the King of Scotland, and all of this shit, they are representing a particular lineage and royalty that was like this colonialism. The books that we read in the history is like the aliens telling you, like, look at what we are doing. And the Bible is like, look at what has happened. Because it ain't none of us, and maybe we want to, maybe we don't want to. But I also had a message that Black people were a part of the Levites, meaning that we are a priestly class and we are like the spiritual race of people. So certain things we would never do because we just understand things from a spiritual level where most people don't. So when you have a white nationalist movement and colonialism, they're gonna gaslight you and make it seem like everything that they got going on is perfect. But what we'll see for the foreseeable future is that all of their bravado, all of their painstaking work to solidify themselves in this country and become a world power, or whatever they was trying to do from 1492 up until now, the Spirit of God is going to let them know that their ways of doing things is wrong. Mainly because we all see it to be wrong. Like, we're all breaking out of that spell. And two, the power of God, because we don't understand it, we might ignore it. And that's how these people have a one up. But the beating of the same drum of spiritual ethics, high quality spiritual development, finding the soul within yourself through proper meditation, prioritizing your spirit, making it be the loudest thing, not the materialism, not the politics, not none of the weird shit, but your soul is going to rip a hole into the fabric of all of society. And what it will look like is the wrath of God, the true God, right? Because we're either going to look at this thing, we got to start looking at this thing from, a tribalistic ancient perspective. The only way we knew God was real is if we won a war. And the reason that God's continued through is because the war was won. So I'm saying all of this to say the God that supports the truth is the God that is going to win. And these racist people, let's be clear about this. These racist ass motherfuckers will go to church on Sunday and praise God and tell you about the Bible and Corinthians and the Torah and all of this shit, and be descendants of, you know, um the Homestead Act or some weird shit like that. A $5 Indian or some weird shit like that. And so all I'm saying is this. The Bible, in referencing the white horse, is specifically talking about this particular class of people who, once again, have a alien covenant on your ass. Let's be clear about this. They know how to run society. They know how to create civilization. They know how to domesticate people. They know how to break people psychologically. They know how to social engineer. They know how to get all of your teenage kids to a young NBA YoungBoy concert. And you, as a parent, listening to this music, looking at this nigga being the dumbest nigga on the planet, and you can't even pay your kids not to listen to it or go to these stupid ass concerts. This is alien shit. These is people that's way smarter than you. So at a certain point, you got to start to understand that the war is spiritual, and therefore one has to fight spiritually to even begin to understand. So it goes from meditation, guidance to self purification. Chapter 3. And when he opened the second seal, or when he opened the second chakra, he heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and the power given to him sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And they shall kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So in real life, in real time, we could go to damn public school, go skating on goddamn Saturday, be a fucking good ass person. But when we pan out and we look at America, people is going to look at America as a military industrial complex, because you might not be part of the military industrial complex, but they for sure spend more money on the military than they do on educating people, or putting people in houses, or once again educating people, right? We have all of these people in the world. Education budget, federal. The Department of Education received $194 billion. War budget, federal. The war budget is $874 billion. Once again, we talking about a design, and we talking about an alien life force that don't even think like you. The way that these motherfuckers think, you then have to start doing your due diligence and understanding England and Ireland and Scotland and Great Britain, and how all these motherfuckers did was go to war. And the fact that they united as of late is like a miracle. But is it really united when, they still shooting each other? You know what I mean? We gotta stop the white on white violence. It has to come to an end. I'm tired of seeing it. Right? Almost like, what do we have to do? Stop this goddamn shit. It's out of control when you really think about it. And when he opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And lo and behold, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard the voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure for wheat for a penny, and 3 measures for barley for a penny. And see, thou hurt not wine, and not the oil in the wine." So this little section, verse 5 and 6, if you ain't keeping track, you like, damn, what the fuck is the Bible talking about? This is some weird, this is some weird mumbo jumbo. A wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny. Like, what is going on? Obviously, if I have a measure of wheat for a penny or 3 measures of barley for a penny, we are talking about capitalism. So once again, we have this movement of nationalism being from a particular country, which is an invention, y'all. I dare y'all to name me a country, and it ain't even going to be no country that have been incorporated before like the 1800s. What's going on? I don't lock my keyboard. We all gotta type no more. Sure, I'm gonna type something. But anyways, capitalism and colonialism are deeply intertwined systems where colonialism supplied the raw materials, cheap labor, and markets necessary for capitalist expansion, while capitalist pursuit of profit and resources fueled colonial endeavors. So, once again, if people can start a business to take care of themselves to make money, but it's also government agencies that's opening businesses just to be just because they can, right? CIA have businesses that you don't know that the CIA is a business. Like, it could be a whole business. You trying to fill out an application, there ain't nothing there but undercovers, right? Some of y'all probably even work for CIA, FBI fronts. You wouldn't know, but shit just won't add up at a particular point in time. And this is capitalism. It's an illusion. You can create a system where everything looks like you have a chance. And you could even think you have a chance. And you could even take a chance. And you can even succeed. I'm not even trying to be negative. I'm saying that it's people that operate outside of what you thinking is a system. And so, because these things exist, ultimately it keeps you in a reincarnation cycle. So, capitalism, I tell you what, right? If you don't open up this chakra, it ain't nothing. It's gonna take over your whole entire mind. And that's just how it goes. Like ain't nobody thinking about nothing about shit besides getting their money, and that's just how it goes. Chapter 7 goes to say, and when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And the power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So basically, it's like telling you about these four horses and four horsemen who basically exist in the world psychically, spiritually, and they doing a whole bunch of fucked up shit. And the way that they doing this fucked up shit is possessing people to act in certain ways. So you have, it's some good white people out there, right? I'm gonna just say that. And I know a couple of good white people, right? But it's also some white people that's connected to a alien life force and don't give a fuck about shit. And white people will tell you that. Like white people know this shit. So it's a group of people. And it might even be some Chinese people, some black people, some Spanish people. It could be a smorgasbord of people who are straight up possessed by aliens. And if you a spiritual person, your wife done got possessed by these motherfuckers, your mama, your husband, your kids. That's what they do. So the spiritual person is like literally going to see the world, going to see the nature of people, understand why shit is the way it is, and then figure out a way to solve the problem. You don't solve the problem externally, punching motherfuckers in the face, doing exorcism. You just keep reading the Bible and it continues on, chapter 9. And when he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. So there is going to be a life force of energy that is going to propel you to levels that you won't believe, because there are life forces and energies that have been taken off the earth, but they haven't died. Their souls might have left their bodies, but that knowledge and wisdom is connected to your soul. But once again, you have to begin to understand the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast is to separate you from your soul. When you connect to your soul, you're going to connect to so many different life forces, the John Coltrane's of the world, the Alice Coltrane's, the Washington Carvers, the Beethovens, the Bernie Macs, the Richard Pryors, the geniuses, man, the Dick Gregorys, the Red Foxes, the Socrates, the fucking Shakespeares. Everybody have all of this information to give you, but one has to begin to understand themselves as a spiritual being. Your personality is not even what you think it is. Because what do I mean? Your personality, you can change your personality like that if you wanted to. Some of y'all motherfuckers do. Be a whole different person when y'all at that damn job. Yeah, the memo is right on the way, Jen. Yep. Yeah, Billy. Oh man, I had a great time this weekend. I went around, shot a couple balls and swing at the golf ball, Go to the goddamn barber shop when you leave job. What up, nigga, man? Let me get a goddamn number 4. Pepper my shit right, nigga. I'll beat your ass. You playing space tonight, you coming through? Bring some of that good shit, man. We can't play too late. I gotta get to work in the morning. Looking ass boy. Right? Personality is not shit. So when you get to the 5th seal, one begins to start to see the Jesuses, the Buddhas, the Ganeshas, and you get to access them. Because all of the things that Fred Hampton fought for, all of the things that Malcolm X fought for, all of the things that Martin Luther King fought for, the shit haven't even changed. Shit's still fucked up. Niggas are still in the ghetto. And they in the ghetto. They haven't moved on up like Weezy or nothing. This is why verse 10 goes, and they cried with a loud voice saying, how long, O Lord? God damn, how long you gonna take? We under this altar crying out for change. Cause when we think that the aliens is gonna stop, these niggas don't stop. These niggas been causing hell since the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Full on attack on your black ass. NBA Youngboy is the #1 rap artist. Not because he kicking crazy hot flows. That nigga tell you straight out of his mouth that he a demon. Let's put all of the money behind Youngboy. We gonna have a concert with 20,000 YNs and see how it go. How long, oh Lord, is you gonna have these young ladies out here twerking? How long niggas gonna go to jail, prison? Dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And I feel that verse 10 is a powerful verse because when you get to the 5th chakra, you can start talking to God like, hey nigga, what's up, bro? What's going on? And then, because once again, if we're going to look at God like a house, and we beating down on the door, we looking through the window, we going through the back door, trying to get in the house, and we ain't never pulled out a motherfucking key and unlocked the door. We'll say God is impossible. Our soul is impossible. Ain't no way I'm going to access my soul because I ain't never accessed it. Well, you too busy thinking about sex. You too busy thinking about money and back and forth and back and forth. Sex, money, sex, money, sex, money, sex, money. You don't sit and meditate on your soul. You don't pull out the key and unlock the door. You just trying to get fresh and get the hose. These niggas, spiritual niggas, fell off when they was trying to get pussy more than they tried to get contact with their soul. That's when them niggas started going to prison, getting football numbers for sexual things. Now, one would say if they was just meditating and speaking, they wouldn't find themselves in these situations, taken off the earth. But I digress. And I go and once again, this process is a simple process. Not an easy process, but a simple one nonetheless. Chapter 4 of Revelation is about meditation. Chapter 5 of Revelation is about guidance. Chapter 6, which we are covering, is about self purification. Self purification. It is the work that you are going to do to purify yourself. So once you begin, you can talk to God right now. You can access your soul right now. But once again, are you grounded? Are your emotions balanced? Do you believe in yourself? Do you operate in full unconditional love, full namaste? Has the God in you seen the God in every other people? Are you divisive? Are you hateful? Are you unforgiving? Don't worry about trying to talk to God then. It's that simple. Because as soon as we get to the fifth seal, and as soon as we begin to cry out to God, oh Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? In the next verse, immediately God say, bring, here go some white robes, niggas. Shut up, I got y'all. Soon as you get the key, and imagine you went to the goddamn house every day, you banged on the goddamn door and screamed, please let me in. They called the cops on you every day. You getting trespassing charges, shit like that, robbery, all types of weird shit. All you trying to do is get in contact with your soul. But then you goddamn realize you look in your third drawer under your panties, lo and behold, is a key. Now instead of yelling and screaming, you just walk up to the door and unlock it. There you go. White robes. You are purified. Once again, you got to do the work first. And ain't nobody trying to do the work. They trying to fuck the work. They trying to pay for the work. They trying to dress the work. They trying to magically fantasy the work. They trying to social media the work. They trying to get a lot of followers the work. They trying to get a lot of money the work. They're not ever trying to do it. However, activating your root chakra, balancing your sacral chakra, activating from your sacral chakra, understanding your heart chakra. You get to the fifth chakra and you talk to God. Instantly, you got that white robe. All right, what we doing? What we doing? And white robes were given to every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So I interpret this as as good as we gonna get in this life. If niggas is still suffering, we haven't stepped into our power yet. Because when we step into our power and we see the bank, and the bank is $89 trillion, we have opened up the Nessera gates. Saint Germain has opened up them portals for us to where we got unlimited money, and we saying, all right, we got $89 trillion. We about to be some selfish ass niggas. No, we giving everybody a house, everybody a car, everybody access to education. We going to live in the golden age. That's God's wrath. When we have access to it, when we had the keys to the kingdom. Now, once again, I'm saying some shit, and I know what niggas is thinking. Oh man, this nigga don't know what he talking about. We ain't gonna never be in control. We gonna always get our ass handed to us. And because the gods of the earth feel like this is why it is. It's like niggas don't fully believe in God or know God or able to see God and I understand. They didn't ever even think. They niggas didn't never even think about activating the root chakra. Niggas never even thought about organizing their emotions, labeling their emotions. Niggas never even thought about projecting their balanced emotions onto the world. Niggas didn't even think that they were God and everybody that they seen was God and there was no separation between them and other people. So how the hell is we going to even access the changing of the world? But I don't if it's 2 people, if it's 3 people, that's enough. Because when we are in these studies, when we are understanding our soul, I don't care who it is, I don't care who it ain't, the world is changing. That's the power of this shit. Verse 12 goes, and I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, the 3rd eye, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. This is interpreted as the facts of when you open up your 3rd eye, when you are able to talk to God, when you are able to meditate and be guided from your soul, you don't rely on external teachers no more. How could you ever rely on an external teacher? When the sun don't shine no more, when the moon becomes as blood, means that these things, the sun guides us through light. The moon reflects the sun's light. When none of this shit happens, the only thing you have is your soul. The only thing that you have is your spirit. The fact of your soul don't even need earth is the craziest shit. That's the craziest revelation you ever gonna have. You don't even need this shit. Now imagine all of the shit you stressed out about. To the deepest level, you don't need it. It don't even fucking matter. Your whole existence exists outside of the earth in all of its constructs. The devil's trick is for you to think that you is a goddamn gender and a race. And then the third trick, and for my third and final trick, I'm gonna make you think that you can do all of this shit by yourself. So as the prophecy continues, the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. November, we're having a literal star fall to the earth called 3-1 Atlas. Atlas follows an extremely hyperbolic trajectory past the sun because it is moving too fast to be bound by the sun's gravity. When 3-1 Atlas entered the solar system, it was moving at a speed relative to the sun. This speed is the comet's hyperbolic excess velocity. So if it's like we live in this solar system right now, and this star is entered our solar system and is headed towards Earth. And we're going to bear witness to this star in November. Okay? This is bigger than any white man, any colonial, any president, any nigga said the goddamn clips performed at the Vatican. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a motherfucking fuck at nigga the Vatican. was grabbing my charger, but them niggas could have performed at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, nigga. I'd have been more impressed. The damn Pope. What? It's more shit going on, right? And so as 31 Atlas comes closer to the sun and gets pulled in by the sun's gravity, the comet will speed up. And then once it begins moving away, the comet will slow down. So the comet will be less than 30 degrees from the sun October 25th to November 9th, 2025. All right. So, like, this is going to be the portal where the mothership is going to enter into this dimension and things are going to shift at a cosmic level. And the rightful rulers of the earth is going to come into their power. So I'm just saying it because it's in Revelation. And the stars of heaven fell unto earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So when we are experiencing now, it's already September 15th. We halfway through September. In 2 weeks, nigga, it's going to be October. Okay? So from October to November, it's like, it's some shit you ain't never even going to see. And the problem with white people is that they can't understand that they not in control, that they don't have all the power on the planet. God only gave you a fourth. And with that fourth, these aliens thought that they had some real shit going on. But this part right here, as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs. Like, that's how easy you can get dropped off the planet. You know what I mean? Going forward. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And every mountain and every island were moved out of their places. So we're talking about shifting the tides of energy, because the next verse, it goes into specifics. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain. Because all of these people have been tuned in and tapped into alien consciousness that said, look, we trying to fuck up humanity. Are y'all with it or not? And niggas said, as long as I got mine, I'm good. You got yours. All right, I'm good. So what we got is, by the billions of boomers, niggas that's 65 and older, that don't give a fuck about shit, right? They got their houses for 4K, and now you got to pay 4.5 million for that same house. Don't worry. Don't worry. This system is not of God. This system is on some fuck shit. Okay? And because you got right within the system, don't make the system good because you succeeded within the system. Why can't you do it? I did it. This is why the Bible is specific to say, The kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the chief captains, the mighty men, every bondman, and every Freemason. That's what a freeman is. All these niggas that's working with these goddamn secret societies hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain. And even went a little deeper and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Now, this goes back to the goddamn first verse. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals. And this takes us back to Revelation chapter 5. Then I saw a lamb looking as if it had been slain. It wasn't slain, it was resurrected. It was your soul. You wasn't even giving a fuck about your soul. I thought this motherfucker was dead. I thought your soul was dead. You didn't meditate on it. You didn't get no guidance from it. You've been walking around this motherfucker confused. I don't know what to do, Hood. I'm just stressed out, man. I don't know what to do, man. Them motherfucker, them old, fuck a old motherfucker, man. Them niggas ain't helped a nigga do shit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck a old motherfucker, man. Motherfuckers ain't done shit. Still trying to get you out of some money with they old ass. Oh, Hood, you gotta respect your elders. The elders are within me. The elders speak through me. The elders is dead and gone because they was too real for this motherfucking planet. The elders didn't suck dick and sit by the side and watch motherfuckers suffer. The elders tried to fight. The elders got chopped down and ain't nobody said shit. Niggas tried to get it how they live. Let's just be real about this shit. So then I saw a lamb looking as if it had been slain. It wasn't slain, but standing at the center of the throne, encircled by 4 living creatures and the elders. Once again, the elders are within me. The elders are within you. The elders are within your personality. The elders is within your ability to invoke. You want to invoke Prince, invoke Prince. You want to invoke Michael Jackson, invoke Michael Jackson. You want to invoke Shango, invoke Shango. It's your goddamn birthright. It's your choice. Oh, Hood, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Invoke an elder. Judica Illis book. It's like 1,000 goddamn spirits. Invoke one and enjoy the ride. Nigga, you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. Because when you think you something, now we got to deal with all your idiosyncrasies. Hood, I don't think I can do that. I ain't never done that before. This is the first time I ever done no thing like that. I don't think I can do that, Hood. I just never done it. I have doubts. No, you don't. You ain't nothing. You don't have nothing. You don't have doubts. You don't have insecurities. You don't have fears. You don't have phobias. You don't have shit. You have a soul. And that soul has 7 horns and 7 eyes. It got 7 horns and 7 eyes. Oh, my fault. It has 7 spirits of God. It has 7 chakras sent out into your whole body. Okay. Boom. Now let's go to the end of the chapter. Because throughout it, y'all remember when I said, y'all want to fuck a nigga up, do some spiritual work. Listen, I would be in jail for life. I would be in jail for life. A life sentence. Shit, I was at the house. I got a perfect alibi. Shit, I wasn't even there. I wasn't even thinking about it. Actually, that shit just happened. Motherfuckers like, I know you had something to do with it. That's why niggas don't like me now. Niggas done swore I done did a magical spell on their ass. They probably right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Did I? Mm-hmm. Should I have? Is the real question. Should I have hexed you? Oh, you mean to tell me that's happening to you? Damn, that's unfortunate as hell. That's unfortunate as hell. Listen, the politicians, the royalty, the higher elites, these the Bible said the shit gonna get so bad, they gonna go under a mountain and be like, fall on us. Basically saying they gonna be on some, you know, self-deletion type shit. Cause all you decided to do, like, come on, man. Motherfuckers wanna struggle. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wanna struggle. Motherfuckers wanna motherfucking turn up their face and shit at you like, oh, I'm feeling a certain type of way. This is that a third. Bitch, did you meditate? Nah. Did you get guidance from your soul? Then where is this shit coming from? The fucking alien archons, bitch. Fuck you and them. How about that? I'm mad at you. The archons is mad at me, bitch. You just their fucking mouthpiece. Hey, Hood, I got a problem with you. No, you don't. You don't even know me. I had a problem with what you said. That's the archon speaking through you, and you haven't been meditating or nothing. So you just letting them run your whole fucking life. Have a good day, NPC. Because what do we understand about the wrath of the Lamb, the wrath of the soul? For the great day of his wrath is come. So once again, Donald Trump want to make America great again. I'm sure like niggas don't know what they don't know. This generation of people don't know shit. Right? They just out here just doing what they want to do. Right? But once again, what would they do? They would shit themselves if they figured out God was right in front of them. They ain't even understand. They ain't even understand it because the access of a person to develop their God nature is not going to be given to them by them because they don't have the power or the authority. The Pope, the Bishop, the Cardinal, they already been outed as some goddamn sexual deviants. They gonna give me the power to be some type of good Christian, and they can't keep their hands off little boys, but they got the power, and goddamn the Clips want to perform for them niggas, the Vatican, the Pope, the most sexually deviant motherfuckers on the planet with John Legend. I would have had to decline that, man. No, I'm good. We doing the House of Blues or some shit like that. We going to the ghetto with it. Fuck it. NBA Youngboy doing it. For the great day of his wrath is come. And once again, the question is, who shall be able to stand? That's a real live question. And God is asking you that. I'm not asking you that. I didn't write the goddamn Bible. Who shall be able to stand? How does one stand? To fight in this spiritual war is for you to activate your soul. Now, once again, in this particular layout of things, I'm trying to find it. So you got these 47s, these 347s, right? But once again, there are 4 living creatures. right, that are encircled by the Lamb. And the Lamb had 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God. So once again, we have 3 sets of 7 that the 4 and the 7 are taking part of, which is the call to these 47s 3 times, right? Which 311s, 33, because we talking about Revelation 6, and we talking about Charles Kirk because his name is Charles. Charles means free man. In chapter 6, every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, because these are the Freemasons that control this country and what they represent. Now, the issue with them is going to be the issue with us. What we are going to see is infighting to such a degree that they will weaken themselves so much that, it'll just be a new, it's like we killed each other when we was Moors and Hebrews. In Spain, we were so beefed out in Spain that we weakened ourselves so much that we just gave all of our shit to Isabella and Ferdinand. Our ships, our technology. This is why I'm telling y'all what I'm saying is true. In 1492, you have the fall of Granada, y'all. The fall of Granada in 1492 marked the end of Islamic rule in Spain, with the Muslim Emirate in Granada surrendering to the Catholic monarchs, King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella, on January 2nd, 1492. So the beginning of 1492, they take control of everything that we are as a people. And they disconnect us from our entire birthright completely. A nigga don't know himself from a goddamn hole in the wall. And especially as I'm talking about this, a nigga have not even a clue. Right? So, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Y'all think it's a coincidence that this all happened in the same year? So in August of 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Now, what we have to understand is that there were people already in America. So Columbus did not discover America. But what had happened was God had given these people freedom to rule, to rape, to pillage, to control. And this have been going on for hundreds of years. And the Hebrews and the Moors don't even know who they are. We just black. Some of us is Christian, some of us Muslims, but none of us have the keys to open up our soul and really cause this wrath, because we're doing it under the fucked up system in the first place. Many people turn to religion and spirituality out of survival. People is not trying to know and understand what this shit is even talking about. Maybe they feel like they can't know. But the ways to know is by the Holy Spirit. That's how anybody is going to know. And if you don't access the Holy Spirit within yourself, I can't give you the Holy Spirit. The drugs that you selling, the bitches that you fucking, the money that you making is never going to give you the Holy Spirit. These people are going to be under mountains and rocks praying that the mountains and rocks fall on them, because the fact of the matter is that when you start to do spiritual work, the world is changing. The world is shifting. The world is improving. And when you begin to help other people or show other people, it's starting a goddamn ripple effect. From the, like, motherfuckers think like spirituality is fake and corny and things of that nature. Once again, shit, if niggas had knew this, we'd have been a little bit more strategic about our spiritual shit. Niggas was just giving it out, free love. Niggas coming in contact. Y'all seen it. Niggas working for the army. Niggas working for the feds. I stopped talking to motherfuckers. I used to do the call-in show. Like, all right, what you do? Yeah, I work for the federal government. Oh, yeah, for real? I'm trying to get a reading. Is you really? I'm trying to learn to row. So once again, Charles mean free man. Charles mean free man. And Kirk means church. Kirk is a Scottish and former Northern English word meaning church. So you have the Freemasonic Church. Once again, an avatar or a symbolism, and this is all being staged. The whole shit is just a stage. But what it is showing me is that these motherfuckers is being controlled by this motherfucking Bible, and this Bible is giving them the script, and the script that they running is an alien program. But the ways to override the matrix in the program is for you to access your soul. Because the whole shit is for you to deal with the matrix as it exists. But the program is like when you start fucking with this AI and you smart, you stop fucking with it because you smarter than the AI. Only a nigga that's going to fuck with AI is a nigga that's not smart. Right? Like that's like on that shit all the time. That feel like it's learning. Like, oh, you learning from this? Oh yeah. That's you gotta let that shit go. Right? It's not teaching you, it's not making you better. Right? So I'm saying all of this to say the church, right? The church is also in Revelation. The church is mentioned through the book of Revelation, particularly in chapters 1 through 3. The word church, ecclesia, appears frequently in letters to the 7 churches. Now, those who have ears, those who have eyes, understand the 7 churches to be the 7 chakras. So, what this man represented, what they tried to like paint him out to be, is they're making him to be like this perfect person, this godly martyr. But see, the reason that I brought up AI is it's always going to be a part in their logic where the logic don't logic or the math don't math, right? Because in their mind, their ritual is going to set them up as a martyr. But in reality, when he died, niggas was online laughing, clowning, doing the most. niggas is like, yo, where's this coming from? Because niggas see that he not God. He not tapped into God. He not representing the godly class. He representing the white nationalist class. And that's the most ungodliest motherfucker on the planet. You knowing about the Bible, you being a church authority, make you anti what you represent. Because within the Bible, it don't speak upon hierarchy as being the law. And when hierarchies ever happen, Tower of Bible and throughout the Old Testament, God always scattered the Jewish people. He always broke that shit apart. Whenever niggas tried to raise up and create any type of structure, it always get torn down. Hierarchy is for animals. In reference to human development grows as community and sharing ideas. If it's certain levels of, I'm a part of this secret society, the nature of y'all secret society is y'all not sharing real information, even within y'all secret societies. It's niggas that's a part of Freemasons don't even know shit. Just you a fucking foot soldier, goofy as the goofiest. 'Cause these niggas these niggas got all of the secrets. They got all of the keys. And what? They gonna give it to you? How about you hold your breath and then see what happens? Right? So while some interpretations hold that the church is then raptured before the tribulation begins in chapter 4, leading to its absence from later chapters, others believe the term church is simply not used as often, but the people of God remain present on earth during this period. So once again, the church, the seven churches in Revelation is the seven chakras. Those churches then turn into seals. Well, we're literally giving you a formula and a process to access your soul. And this is the revelation. This is the method in reference to fight, in reference to stand up, in reference to know is an inward process. It's into understanding and dealing with your soul, which comes from the mode of meditation. Meditation, not for the sake of, I meditate for an hour a day. I'm so deep. Hoo hoo ha ha. Whoop de doo, right? It's about meditating in reference to your soul because you know without a shadow of a doubt, your soul is going to guide you. Your soul is going to guide you. And so the leader of your life, the God in your life is ultimately going to be you. So, yeah, man. Revelation chapter 6, late night yap. Yeah, man. I just truly like I've been studying this book for a long time. Those have been on my channel know. Like I got videos as early as 2017 covering Revelation. So I'm saying all of that to say I'm seeing this shit literally match up in real time. I'm excited about it because I know how to defeat these motherfuckers. I know how to whoop their ass, and it for me. It's like you know what I'm saying. Like I get it. You know what I'm saying. I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying. Like I see it. Like I'm not gonna ever look at a white person, the same person that do reverse underground railroad and goddamn judges, sheriffs, and all of this shit, and you know, think like, oh yeah, you are the representation of God, because they literally is trying to do some. Donald Trump is the Antichrist, ushering in the New World Order, all of this weird shit, and it's like, all right, I see the game plan. So y'all want to go to Revelation chapter 7? I'm gonna be right on top of y'all. reversing those rituals. Like this is what I've always done on this channel. Like some shit be happening. I'm like possessed with what spirit is trying to say. And like I swear to y'all, I wasn't trying to like even understand revelations when all of this shit is happening, but it was just too many coincidences. And I personally feel like I'm the only person that's covering it from this angle because I just didn't wake up one day and just crack open Revelation and be trying to understand it. Like I've been trying to understand this shit for years, years and years and years and years. And and I'm telling you, it's hard to understand if you don't see the shit happening in real life. But when the shit happen in real life, then it's like, oh yeah, it make all of the sense in the world, all of the shit. Cause it's like the Jews or the like classical Jews that we know them to be Jews now, these are just goddamn representations of the alien life forms that's just trying to like fuck up the planet, right? By any means necessary. And they using these humans. They so smart, they so powerful, they so strong that they can possess and take over anybody, government, financial systems, banking. Like niggas don't stand a chance. We too loving. We just not smart enough, right? Period, point blank. We're not smart enough. We're not shrewd enough. And they smartness, they intelligence, their shrewdness, that's what they have ruling the world. But that's not all you need to rule the world, right? Even their way of ruling the world is to give a lot to a little. And the most of us motherfucking trying to figure out, like, struggling basically. So, like, my goal for my whole entire life is to uplift humanity, to end struggling across the whole entire planet. Every day, that's my goal. I wake up to live in a better world for myself and for my children, and I have to be a part of that. So, being able to understand this is just my little way of helping, because I know how people can listen to this message and access their soul and get the true guidance that they need and how that's going to change their life for the better. I know I see how that can help and benefit people. Right. But the thing about it is like I'm not even gonna force you to do it. I'm not gonna charge you for nothing. I'm just a nigga on YouTube talking shit, making jokes. Right. It ain't nothing serious because I can't force you to do it. I can't put a price tag on it. You either going to understand yourself to be that God lives within you and you going to activate that part of yourself, or you just going to fucking go back to the strip club. You fucking stripping on a fucking Tuesday. Fucking Tuesday afternoon. It was two niggas that came in there. You made $20 on a fucking Tuesday. And you don't want to fucking meditate. That's just only you. You know what I'm saying? But with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like the video, share the video, comment some questions, comments, concerns, things of that nature. And yeah, I'll catch y'all all on the flip side. And check out my website, whiterabbitsite.com, columbianexchange.com, hoodmystic.com. Peace to the tribe, peace to the code.